Welcome to the Serpentine Creative Channel. I'm your host, Stella Williams, and you're watching Author Talk. If you're new to Author Talk, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, good to see you again. Today on Author Talk, I will be continuing my Write Publishing series with Self Pub Socially. And basically, all that really means is if you're going to be a self-published author, you're gonna have to just suck it up and be social. A lot of people like to think that being an author is super cool because then you don't have to really deal with people and you can just be in a room and write. And while that may be true for some traditionally published authors, if you're self-published, I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to get out there, and it doesn't have to be all day every day, just maybe once a week. Maybe take 10, 15, 20 minutes to do just like a quick little burst onto social media to say hi, get your name out there, because that honestly is the easiest and cheapest form of marketing. And marketing is everything, regardless of if you're traditionally or self published. And that brings me to my first question. How good are you with a budget? And I know you're like, I thought we were talking about being social. And let me tell you that your budget as a self published author greatly determines how social you'll have to be. Because the larger your budget, the more likely it is that you'll be able to hire people to handle a lot of your marketing for you, whether it be one of the big marketing firms, or somebody that you found online through Google search and just decided, I'm just gonna throw money at this. So yes, how good are you with a budget? Me, I'm terrible at it, and I also don't have a very big budget for my marketing. So I have to be very, very social online and in person in order to promote myself and to promote my work. Because the more social you are, the more of a connection that your readers and other people feel with you, the more likely they are to support you in your artistic endeavors. So I am on plenty of social media platforms. I have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, Tumblr, Reddit, a lot. Here on YouTube, I'm here. You're watching me right now. I am exuding confidence and the know-how of you know, an author and of a writer and somebody who knows what they're doing, when, to be completely honest, most of the time I would rather just be in my pajamas behind my computer writing and not dealing with this at all. But I feel like it is very important for me to connect with you watching now, whether or not you're a reader or an aspiring writer, because when it comes down to it, not to say that it's about the money, I do enjoy interacting with people. I am a social person. I just have my moments, as it does everyone. But, you know, from a business standpoint, the more I'm in front of you, the more you see my face, the more you interact with me on my different platforms, the more likely you are going to want to support me. So if you are a self-published author, you want to do that same thing. You want to have your face out there. Well, maybe not your exact face. You can use an avatar or your book cover or something if you want, to remain completely anonymous. Um, and in using a pen name or whatever. It's totally possible to do that and still be social. But if you're like me and you're okay with having your face out there, your name out there, um, or representing yourself as your pen name, which is what I do, then you need to have at least two to three social media platforms, not including your personal websites. I say again, not including your personal website. Although all of your social media needs to tie back to your website, you need your own website, whether it's just a blog about your day, about your writing journey, about, maybe it's just a page where you have your bio and a list of your books and where to get them. It doesn't have to be fancy, but you need your own web page so that you have this a layer of professionalism, um, that engenders trust in the reader, and having that, basic presence online will go a long way with that. Back on topic. So the your budget is key. So if you have a small budget like I do, you're going to want to do a lot of face-to-face interactions with your possible readers and people who want to support you. So where I do most of my work with that are Facebook and Instagram. On Facebook, I'm in lots of, author and writers support groups to mingle with other writers and see what is working for them as far as cheap and easy marketing. And also, I'm in several reader groups and book clubs on Facebook. And I just go and reply to posts. I post about, the books I'm reading personally. And if somebody interacts with me enough, then I'll slide in there and be like, oh, hey, I also write books. Or if you want more recommendations, check out my YouTube channel where I do reviews. And from there, they find out, oh, she's also a writer. So do my best not to be that person that's in groups that just spams you constantly with promos for their books, because that'll turn a lot of people off super quick. And that's not being social. That is not being social. Like I said, that's being spammy. So if you're going to be in these Facebook groups, especially if you're in readers groups and other writers groups, unless it's strictly a promotional group and that's what people do in that group, I I say just join them and interact with the group as you would just being a normal person. Talk about other books. If people ask for book suggestions and it falls in line with what you write, feel free to, slide in there and be like, hey, I'm a reader, but I also write, here's a link to my book if you want to check it out. But don't be like pushy about it. If you are an active member of some of these promotion sites and some of these author groups on social media, especially Facebook and Instagram, it's a good way to connect with up and coming editors, up and coming book cover artists, and to find, professional but cheaper options to make your product the best it can be within your limited budget. So being social on social media goes a far long way to keeping your budget low and keeping you within budget when it comes to the incidentals of self-publishing, like marketing and formatting and book covers and reviews, finding beta readers. All of these things are readily available in social media spaces, particularly Facebook and Instagram. and Twitter even, that if you're not on social media, if you're not interacting as a person and you're being spammy, you're not going to have. There are ways of doing this without being on social media, but it's a lot harder, at least in my opinion, um, and not as fun. You have to be okay with self promotion. I still struggle with that. Um, when I do I don't necessarily shout out my books um, on my channel a lot, which is something that I probably should do. I am very much more of the I'll help you, and if you ask me about my books, then I'll kind of talk about it. I'm not really good with, tooting my own horn, but I'm trying and I'm working on it because as a self published author, I am my biggest marketing aspects, if that makes any sense. That just gives me a better chance of reaching people who are willing to support me by buying my books or by subscribing to my YouTube channel and following me on Twitter and Instagram and all of these things that are not necessarily an immediate payout, but in the long run boosts me as a brand and as a platform and allows me to get my work and my name out to people that I might not have been able to reach before just by having these connections. Because if, I post something and one of the people in my group shares it to their page, that's a whole segment of people who are that my work is reaching and that my promotion is reaching that I wasn't necessarily directly involved in. So it's that word of mouth, and it can be a really, really amazing thing. So don't be afraid to toot your own horn when appropriate. I stress when appropriate, and that is also a skill to be learned in self publishing. And part of being social means that you are opening up yourself up to scrutiny. So I add the caveat that, and it should go without saying, that self publishing is not an excuse to produce subpar work. If you are taking the time to write out a book, if you've made the decision to publish your book for other people to read, I'm not saying that everyone is going to have the same level of writing, and I'm not saying that you should, change your style of writing to fit what's more mainstream for people to read it. I'm just saying, just be professional about it. I'm just saying, like, do your best to put together something that you can be proud of and say is yours, and just keep in mind that not everything is going to be for everyone. Being social on social media isn't always going to be a positive experience, and just to stay professional and do your best to stay out of drama. Which is another reason why I've avoided Twitter as an author platform for so long, because Twitter seems to lend itself to drama. If I see something that I really want to respond to, I try and give myself like an hour or two before I say anything to see if it still bugs me to the point where I feel like I need to say something, and also give me that time to be able to phrase what I say so where it gets my point across without being combative, if you will. And as a general rule of thumb, if your readers message you and you don't like what they say, just nod and keep it moving. Like, unless it's something super racist or ageist, sexist, any of the isms, isists, yeah, is, yeah, you get what I'm trying to say. Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone, because that's the easiest way to turn people away from you, is to piss off your readership. And that is what I've got for Self Pub Socially. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comment section below. Let me know if this video was helpful to you. If not, also let me know, because I want to make content that you want to watch and that you find informational and enjoyable. So like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification button so you know when my next video is out. And thank you for watching. At the talk, at the talk. Thanks for watching At the Talk. Yeah. I'm done.